Hi, I'm Erin Foellmi.
And I'm Erin Foellmi.
I've been involved in camping for 14 years.
And I've been involved in camping for 19 years.
And how are you guys involved in camping ministry right now?
We are the district camping coordinators for the Santa Ana district, and I'm a dean for senior high camp.
And I'm the chairman of the site advisory board for Lazy W Ranch.
And what is your favorite memory of camp?
Ooh, that's a hard one. There's so many good memories, that's the problem. I don't know. I think my favorite memory of camp happened actually just recently. We have the Lazy W barbecue, which we do every year in October. And we kind of organized a small youth camping activity associated with it. And it was really something we put together at the last minute. And we invited a musician to come up and help us with that. And we went through worship and did different things. But when we got to campfire and really just kind of unplanned, everything coalesced, and you could really feel the spirit there. And we had people who had never been to camp before. Probably about half of the people that were there had never been to camp before, and we just had this amazing experience that went way later than we had ever planned, and just was this a really emotional experience.
My favorite memory at camp, probably as a camper, our counselors always shared personal stories, personal testimonies, and there were a few of those that just really spoke to me a lot and that I really connected with. And so I think that those connections that I made with people as a camper, and some of those people are now on staff with me that were my counselors, and just that, I think the intergenerational aspect of camp and the bonds that you make for a lifetime are just amazing. So all of the memories I have of the people that I've met and grown up with, and we've grown as brothers and sisters in Christ together over the years, have really meant a lot to me.
And how has camping changed your lives?
I think one of the things that I was reflecting on with a friend recently is that, especially as the Methodist Church tries to become increasingly relevant for young people, that for me, going through high school and college and into young adulthood, camping and retreat ministry was a unique ministry where I could not only learn and participate, but where I could be a leader as well. And it gave an outlet for me to grow as a disciple that I don't think I would have had in my local church or in kind of the organized church outside of camping and retreat ministry.
And I would say mine is very similar in that I was in a very small church as a youth that didn't really have much of a youth program. And so camping was my connection to the greater church. And over the years, that has been what has kept me involved, where I think that as a teenager, I might have very easily been like, well, I'm the only youth, we don't have much going on, and I could have very easily made other decisions in my life and gone a very different way. But because I was grounded in this group and had this place where I could be myself and I could grow, then I came back every year and maintained that connection to this day.
And what would you say about the possibility that camping ministry might not exist in our annual conference in the future? What would you think about that?
I think it would be the death of the church. I think that not only are the experiences and the relationships that camping retreat ministry creates essential for the survival of the church, they're essential for the growth of the church. And the more that we lose focus of that building of Christian community and that need for creating leaders and disciples, the more we're going to fade off into the sunset. And so I really think that the camping retreat ministry is essential, not just for our survival, but for our future.
Yeah, and I think that if you ask most pastors in our conference where they got their call to ministry, camping is overwhelmingly the majority answer. And so again, I think that if we were to lose this vital ministry where children and youth can be themselves and learn about themselves and really discover that call for what God is calling them to do in their lives, then we will then lose the ministry of our church, because we won't have that foundation for them to really recognize those gifts within themselves and then take the next step from there.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, you can say whatever you want to say, but I'm gonna. Whoa. Okay. So I understand that recently the two of you, as a married couple, made a decision to make a future gift to CalPAC camps and camping ministry in general. Can you share a little bit about that and why you decided to make that decision together?
Sure. I think that, you know, stewardship and giving is something that is essential to the church, and we can't survive without it. And I think that a lot of times we look at stewardship in terms of our local congregation and in terms of the local ministries that we support. But obviously camping is very important to us as a family, and we wanted to make sure that as part of our stewardship that we specifically looked at camping as a facet of that. And when we looked at it, you know, especially as a young couple and we're about to have a baby, looking at our finances and trying to make that work, we looked at not just our current giving, but looking at our end-of-life giving. And we have life insurance policies and different things that deal with the instance where both of us would pass away. And we've been able to use those as tools to hopefully leave a legacy for ourselves and for our family that's in support of camping. And so I really encourage anybody who is looking at, you know, maybe they don't have the cash right now, but if they have life insurance or, you know, stocks or whatever, think about where you want your legacy to be left when you're no longer here on the earth. So I think that's why we made that decision.
Yeah, I think that we decided for us as a family, one of the most important things for us was camping ministry, and that was a ministry that we wanted to support. And again, as a young married couple, aren't able to support as well financially now, but when we're looking at the future and the giving and the opportunities that we have there, what we wanted to see happen with that. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome.